So the Department of Energy, or the DOE, recently underwent a significant restructuring, one of the most significant changes that they've had in many years. There's new management, there's a new program structure, a new application process, and a new funding opportunity that's open right now. So if you're a small business that's applied for DOE SBIR funding before, or if you're considering applying for the first time, there's a few things you need to know about the changes before you submit. So my name is Dr. Colleen Spiegel. I'm a PhD engineer. I've advised over 175 startups. I've reviewed hundreds of proposals for NSF, DOE, NIH, and so forth. And I'm going to walk you through what's changed with the DOE solicitation, what's open right now, and what my honest assessment is about what these changes mean for small businesses. So let's get started with the biggest change. So the DOE recently consolidated management of the SBIR and STTR programs to the Office of Technology Commercialization. So they're calling it the OTC. Previously, the DOE, SBIR, and STTR program was managed across multiple program offices, each with its own priorities, its own review process, and its own relationship with the small business community. That's why if you've applied for DOE grants in the past, you'll know that there's several different websites and programs to submit under at times, but that new consolidation moves everything under one roof, the OTC, and the mission is to accelerate commercialization and move taxpayer-funded research toward real-world impact. So on paper, this sounds very positive: a single point of contact, streamlined processes, a stronger alignment between small business innovation and DOE's commercialization goals. But here's my honest assessment as someone who's reviewed hundreds of proposals and advised companies through this process for 10 years now. The consolidation to the OTC reflects a genuine shift in DOE's priorities from basic research towards commercialization and technology transfer. So that shift is good news for companies with technologies that are closer to market, but it might be more challenging for companies doing earlier stage research that needs more time before commercialization is realistic. This is one of the strengths of the SBIR program historically in the past, was that it provided funding for that gap between idea or concept and product optimization, provided that that funding that a lot of times where venture capitalists won't fund it at that earlier stage. But the other thing I'm watching carefully with this new solicitation is that the topic areas in the initial FY26 solicitation, it's called the Genesis mission, and it covers 4 specific areas: biotechnology, quantum systems, materials design, and AI-driven laboratories. But what I don't see so far is the broad energy-focused solicitation that's historically been the core of DOE SBIR. So the announcement says that it's a broader phase 1 funding opportunity, and that is expected to fully be released in the fall. So I'm reserving my full judgment until that broader solicitation is released. But if you're an energy technology company, the Genesis mission topics might not be your primary opportunity in this cycle. So I'll issue another video when the full solicitation comes out. I'll make my follow-up video the moment that it does. So let me tell you exactly what's available right now, because there are 2 opportunities open simultaneously. The first is the FY26 Phase 1 Genesis Mission opportunity. This was announced just a couple of weeks ago on July 22nd. It supports an anticipated 40 awards across the 4 topic areas. So the first one is scaling the biotechnology revolution. So if you're working on biotech applications such as fermentation, biosynthesis, biological manufacturing, synthetic biology, this is worth a close look. The biotech revolution is real, and the DOE is investing in it. The second topic is realizing quantum systems for discovery. So this is AI for quantum computing and networking. And so this is a very specialized topic area, and the DOE just started issuing AI-related solicitations a few years ago. But if you're working on the intersection of quantum computing and AI, this is your opportunity. We expect the competition to be fierce and the technical bar will be very high. The third topic is designing materials with predictable functionality. This is an exciting topic area for a lot of my clients I work with. Materials design, computational materials science, AI-assisted materials discovery, advanced manufacturing materials. This is an area where small businesses with genuine technical depth can compete effectively. So if you're working on novel materials for energy, defense, biomedical, or semiconductor applications, read this topic very carefully. The fourth topic is achieving AI-driven autonomous laboratories. This is AI for scientific discovery, experimentation automation, machine learning for hypothesis generation, robotic laboratory systems. This is an emerging area where the technology is moving very quickly and the DOE is trying to stay ahead of it. So there's 40 anticipated awards across the 4 topics, and that's approximately 10 awards per topic area, which is a relatively small competition for a federal program of this size. So the second opportunity is the FY25 Phase 2 opportunity. The DOE opened about $147 million in FY25 for Phase 2 funding. And this is for companies that already hold the Phase 1, Phase 2, or follow-on Phase 2 awards from previous years. So if you've already received a Phase 1 award, check your email because the DOE will be sending direct outreach with application requirements and timelines. This is $147 million. So if you're eligible for Phase 1, or if you're eligible for programs beyond Phase 1, this is your most important near-term opportunity. So let me explain the change that I think will have the most significant impact on how small businesses navigate this program going forward. The new DOE, SBIR, and STTR program structure uses a single application with milestone-based progression. So this is what this means in practice. Under the traditional SBIR model, companies submitted separate applications for Phase 1, Phase 2, and the follow-on phases. Each application was a significant undertaking, required months of work, detailed technical narratives, commercialization plans, budget justifications. Companies had to reapply and recompete at each phase. So you'd put in an application for Phase 1, you put in a separate one for Phase 2, and so forth. So under this new model, you submit one initial application to enter the program. And if you're funded and successful and meet your milestones, you progress to the subsequent phases without submitting a new application. So the progression is driven by a go, no-go decision point based on your milestone progression and not by a new competitive application process. So on the surface, this sounds like it will reduce a lot of work and burden on small businesses, but in some ways it does. But if you perform well and meet your milestones, you won't have to go through the full application process. But what this change means strategically, and what I've seen in advising companies for the 10 years, is that under the old model, the Phase 2 application was a new opportunity to tell your story, to present your updated results, to refine your commercialization plan, and to have a stronger case for continued investment. A lot of times when companies apply for Phase 1, they're not ready to compete at the level of the Phase 2 applicants yet. They don't have their commercialization details all figured out. They might have a preliminary plan, but they don't have the entire plan figured out, and the letters of support by investors and so forth. They don't have all that yet. So Phase 2 presents a new opportunity to present the new updated planning and milestones and letters and so forth. So I think the old process, and this is the process still used by most agencies. I think it grows with the progression of the company. But in this case, the story that you tell with your initial application is the story that's going to follow you through the entire program, which means that the quality of your initial application is very critical, more than it's ever been in the history of DOE SBIR. So this means it's more important than ever to get it right the first time. And I'm not saying that to get anyone nervous, but it's just meant so, to be actionable. You have to prepare your application for the Genesis mission opportunity or wait for your broader fall solicitation. Make sure you're just investing the right amount of time into the application. So the technical narrative, the commercialization plan, the milestone structure, and the team credentials all need to be as strong as possible before you submit your application. So under this new model, that first submission is your foundation for everything that follows. So I'll give you my specific recommendations based on everything that I've described in this video. So if you're a company working on biotech, materials design, or AI-driven laboratory automation, apply for the Genesis Mission Phase 1 opportunity now. The window is open. There's 40 anticipated awards. This is a small competition. And then these areas are where the DOE is genuinely investing and where the review panels will be looking for technically strong, commercially credible proposals. So if you previously received a DOE Phase 1 award, check your email immediately. The FY25 Phase 2 opportunity is open, and the DOE is sending a direct outreach. There's $147 million in Phase 2 funding available right now. So don't miss this window because you didn't see the notification. So if you're an energy tech company waiting for the broader fall solicitation, stay tuned. I'll make a follow-up video the moment that solicitation is released with a full breakdown of the topic areas, the strategic opportunities, and my recommendations for which topics are the most worth pursuing. So if you're new to SBIR and considering applying for the first time, here's the most important thing I could tell you about the new program structure. The single application model rewards preparation. It rewards companies that have done the work to articulate their technology clearly, develop a credible commercialization pathway, and build a milestone structure that demonstrates a realistic path from research to market. So if you haven't done that work yet, start now. The fall solicitation will be your first opportunity under the new structure, and you want to be ready. So the DOE, SBIR, and STTR program has changed significantly. There's new management, new structure, new application process. The Genesis Mission Phase 1 opportunity is open now. The FY25 Phase 2 is open now, and the broader fall solicitation is coming. So I'll be watching closely and reporting back as the program evolves, particularly as the full fall solicitation is released and we get a clearer picture on what the new DOE SBIR landscape will look like for energy technology companies. So if you have questions about the Genesis mission topics, or the new program structure, or whether your technology is a fit for this cycle, leave them in my comments or reach out to me directly through my website, SEMSCIO.com. I work with companies at every stage of the SBIR process, from the initial feasibility assessments through Phase 2 execution. To subscribe to this YouTube channel for updates on the fall solicitation and all things that are SBIR and STTR. My name is Dr. Colleen Spiegel, and I will see you in the next video.